Hi everyone, welcome back to my podcast Into the Deep. Today I want to talk about whether it's a good or bad relationship, both parties are getting something out of it. I remember when I first heard this statement, I totally rejected it. I thought, how does someone get something out of a bad relationship? Well, no relationship starts off bad, and even the toxic ones has its highs and its lows. So whether it's good or bad, how are both people benefiting from that relationship? And if they both weren't benefiting somewhere, then why would they both stay? Now, I'm sure most of us have shifted the blame to the other person one time or another in the relationship, whether or not it was us or them in the wrong. But regardless of my rejection of that comment, it made me think, and it has stayed with me ever since. If we look at the dynamic between a narcissist and an empath, for instance. Now, I don't like to use labels too much because, let's face it, unless diagnosed, who really knows what someone's mental diagnosis would be? We just know they're toxic, right? But since a lot more people are familiar with the narcissist and the empath's relationship, I will talk about it from that standpoint. And for those of you who might not be too familiar with the narcissist and empath's relationship, I will say that the narcissist is basically a taker, a user. They have little to no empathy. They are not genuine and spend most of their time lying and deceiving others for their own gain. And what is an empath? An empath is someone who is kind, caring, and they can feel the pain of others. They feel what they feel. They like to give and are helpful, especially to those they care about, although they can extend this to everyone. The empath is perfect prey for a narcissist. Now, that is not to say that all narcissists are all bad and cannot show some positive traits, or empaths are all good and cannot show some negative traits. But they seem to be at opposite ends of the spectrum for the most part. We could also argue about how narcissistic someone is or how empathetic someone is, but for this video, let's just go with the giver and the taker. Now, how does each person, whether in a good or bad relationship, get something from that relationship? Well, the empath, although more than likely is in some pain when dealing with a narcissist, due to the hot and cold, the push and pull and the highs and lows they go through because of the behaviour of the narcissist, they are still getting something out of the relationship with the narcissist. What are they getting out of the relationship, you might ask? I feel they are getting to care for another person, which makes them feel good in return. As empaths love to care for others, they're helpful and they're fixers by nature. If they can help, then they will. They are great problem solvers and like to find solutions to things. Meeting a narcissist is like meeting a bird with a broken wing, and so they cannot help but to care. And they too want to feel loved and needed in return. But who doesn't, right? Everyone wants to feel like they have a place in your life in a relationship. Otherwise, what's the point? That love they got in the beginning, though, through the love bombing phase with the narcissist, and also throughout the relationship on and off, because narcissists will use the love bomb tactic again if they need to, and this is to keep you under control. This love made the empath believe that they had met their soulmate, twin flame, or whatever you believe in. They just felt like they had found a connection like never before, not realising that they were just being love bombed by a narcissistic individual who is not genuine. Over time with the narcissist, the love you get is less. But unfortunately, the empath is still seeking this love and yearns for the inconsistent crumbs that the narcissist gives. The empath needs this love, inconsistent or not. The narcissist is still filling a void in that empath's life, and the narcissist knows it. Again, not one size fits all, so if this is not you, then do not take what does not fit. The empath tries their hardest to fix whatever needs to be fixed in the relationship in order to get that loving narcissist back, not realising that they never existed to begin with. And as sad as it is, because the empath wants to be loved, the empath needs to understand what void exactly the narcissist is filling. Because once they understand this, then the narcissist has no more power over them. Now, I do not want people to think I am victim blaming. I just think it is so important to know what we each bring to our relationships and what we are expecting the other person to bring. Once we understand this, we can avoid staying in toxic relationships for far longer than we do. If the empath can see and admit that they want someone to take care of, and that this is one of the things that makes them feel good, which is a great trait to have, by the way, but it just needs to be saved for someone who is deserving, and a taker, whether they are a narcissist or not, is not one of them. And that the empath wants to feel loved and to feel validated also. Once we can look at this clearly, we can realise that if we can give the love, care and validation to ourselves first, then no one can come along and give us less than we can give to ourselves. I understand as well that some people say the empath is a codependent. I'm not too sure about this. Maybe there is a fine line between trying to fix the relationship over and over again and realising when enough is enough. So maybe the length of time they hold on to the relationship may be an indicator of that codependency. I don't know. But either way, when the empath breaks free, it is game over for the narcissist. Both parties are benefiting in some shape or form, no matter how little or small in that relationship. Otherwise, they would not stay at all. The empath gives to feel good, and the narcissist takes to feel good. Once again, I hope you enjoyed listening to me and you can take something away from what I've said. I'll be back soon with another video. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone.